Right. Hello, good morning. It is currently 8:26. Been awake for a bit, about an hour or something, and I'm waking up to all this October Unite stuff, right? I kind of regret it. Look, no, we'll talk about it. I haven't made a just crashing video in a minute, and I figured let's, rip off the band-aid. I should probably make more of these. I think these are actually a lot of fun. I was even thinking of maybe making this like a paid thing, but I don't know. We'll see. Who knows? For now, I just want to be on camera and talk a little bit because it's really hard to talk about things on Twitter sometimes when you just have, like, 140 characters, and how do you get your full thoughts out, right? Sitting here watching Chris's stream as I do in most mornings, thinking about maybe recording something. Probably not. I'm probably gonna take a day off. But I'm kind of like looking at all this, like, I want to boycott the game thing, and I want to talk about it and like how it's supposed to work, or why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it, or why I'm doing it at all. And then I want to talk about like my side of it, because honestly, it sucks. Being on this side of everything when it comes to Unite, my hair is a mess. I'm gonna get it done something to it this week. Being on this side of the criticism, it sucks, dude. I'll just be honest. I feel like I'm on a damn island. It's not like there aren't people that agree with me, but I'm just like the most vocal and the most like consistent person that talks about these issues and is like, hey, look, man, I've done this song and dance before. And I think that that's where there's a bit of a disconnect, right? Like, I've been a part of a lot of games that have literally died. Like, can't play them anymore. They're gone. Like, I just come from games like that. Partially, not every game I've ever played has died, but I come from games that, like, you can see the trend between, really solid, consistently cared for live service games and games that don't make it, man. And every game can get like a year or two out of itself. And the Pokemon Company is, dude, they're big. So Pokemon Unite will probably be around for at least 3 years. It's hard to imagine it could die any faster than that because it's Pokemon, and people will just like, they'll see Zoroark and they're gonna freak out and they're gonna play the game again for a little bit. But it's about building the sustainable long-term plan, right? And as a content creator, I want the game sustainable long term. That's money. That's a lot of money for me, and a lot of opportunity, and a lot of growth, and a lot of, like, dude, it's great, right? So I don't know. I just think that, like, a lot of the way that the game is run is so short-sighted. And people that are like, oh, well, if you don't like it, just quit the game. It's like, it's so short-sighted, man. You're doing the thing that we don't want to happen. Like, think about it this way. People say that all the time. If you don't like it, quit playing. It's like, okay, take that sentiment and multiply it by everybody that doesn't like the game. So what you're doing is you're telling a large chunk of the player base to quit the game, and that solves the problem. Like, isn't that what leads to a dead game? Like, is not having players? So that's a little bit of a contradictory thing to me. I never really understood why people said that. But okay, let's go ahead and talk about this whole thing. So why am I doing this? I'm doing this because it's like partially like the I feel like it needs to be done thing, but also because when the game, assuming, here's the thing, I always have one foot in the door with this. If they don't change anything, the game will die. I'm positive. I'm never been more positive. If they change nothing, the game will die. Eventually, they'll just have no players. It's going to be Pokken. Like, there's going to be like some competitive teams that are still playing at like the third worlds or whatever. It'll probably be some of the leftover competitive players, like the people that never really did great things in the early season. Some of the other competitive players will probably move on by then, or they'll keep playing and dominating consistently across the board. But you'll eventually have like just competitive players, just stackers, and then ultra casuals. Everybody in between will be gone. Like, they won't be playing anymore. Like the solo queue players, the people that want to take the game seriously but like have nothing to play for, all those people will leave first. So why am I doing this? Because like, I feel like it needs to be done, but also, if, with my foot in the door, if they don't change anything and the game does die, everybody gets to look back and be like, damn, that guy was right. And I've done this before. I've done this with other games in the past. It's like, they're gonna be like, damn, that guy was right. He really knew what the hell he was talking about. So it's more so just like kind of covering my bases to like say I did everything I could, because I am, dude. I've made multiple criticism videos. I've done conversations with other creators. I've shared my opinions. I've done it in a concise way. I've done it in an angry way. I've done it in an emotional way. I've done everything you could possibly think of from somebody that just wants to see some changes. And I think the crazy part about Unite is that, like, dude, there is like literally no communication. It's none. It's like, and when people kind of push back on my opinions, it's always so bizarre to me with this game, because this game is a very, very big offender of a lot of the things that I'm saying. Like, really, really dangerous and like kind of shitty business practices. Like the gem locking stuff, dude, this should be a nail in the coffin for a lot of people. Like, gem locking Pokemon releases is like, That's ultra disrespectful, man. Like, they already don't give you enough gold to buy every Pokemon, nor should they, because it's a free-to-play game. So I'm not saying they shouldn't monetize. In fact, they absolutely need to monetize. They just need to be reasonable with it, right? Like, $40 skins is not reasonable. Make those skins $25 max. The membership's actually a good deal, I'll give you that. Battle passes are pretty decent. But it's like, gem locking new Pokemon whenever the players can't even afford them all anyways. It's like, what's the point, dude? Just let them choose. Just let the players choose what they want to spend their gold on, and give them a little bit more. Like, to be honest, like, I've had an issue with the gold cap for a while, and you know, it felt like it wasn't that big of a deal for a bit there too. But dude, the players can't even earn every Pokemon. Why are you gem locking them for a week? So it's little business practices like that, like inflating the cost of gold licenses. It's just bad, dude. It's bad. And on top of that, no communication from the devs and no real response to kind of some of the longer lasting issues, mainly being ranked and like matchmaking and things like that. Like, no real response to those issues. It leads to a lack of faith in the developers, and that's the fear. That's the big one. When you don't have faith in the developers, people start checking out. They'll quit the game. They'll stop spending money. They'll stop, you know, the support just becomes not there. So, but what do I want to, there was another thing I wanted to talk about here. Like, y'all get the point, right? Like, y'all get the point of why I'm doing this. At least some of y'all do. The thing that sucks at being on this side of it is that, like, I'm the asshole, right? Like, I'm the guy that's like, oh, all he does is complain and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you're right. You're absolutely right. But is it not justified? And I'm kind of on an island. It's not like every creator in the game is doing the same thing, nor will they, nor can they. Not everybody can do as much as I'm doing. Not everybody can say the same things that I'm saying. But it sucks, right? Like, some of the tweets and stuff I get. And here's the thing. Let's make this incredibly clear. I don't care about the response that much. It annoys me, but I don't care. Like, when someone's like, all you do is bitch and moan, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's not going to hurt my feelings. I don't care. I'm about to be a 30-year-old man on the internet. Like, it's going to take a little bit more than that to bother me. It's just frustrating. It's annoying. I'm impervious to probably being like offended or truly hurt on the internet, but I'm not impervious to being annoyed and frustrated. You can definitely be a fly that's like buzzing around my head. But yeah, just the general sentiment of like, you don't like the game, you should quit. All you ever do is complain. What more are they supposed to do? It's just like the blatant like acceptance of mediocrity, and instead of like trying to be a collective that all wants something better and understands that the game can be better and understands that the game should be better, and would be better for the long term for everybody if they made some of these changes and at least tried, right? Like, that's the thing, dude. Like, it's so crazy how understanding a player base can be when the developers communicate and when they try, right? But they're like some of the issues, and it's not like they do nothing. That's the thing. It's not like they do nothing. It's just so hard to make this whole thing clear, because like, they did add a new map, and the new map is great. Although it exacerbates the issues with solo queue, it's actually a phenomenal map, and they do have great character design. Although Mew is overpowered, you know, and stuff like that. They're just like not present enough. Like, balance patches could come a little faster, or at least like immediate fixes. Pick ban phase is way overdue. Like, let's just be honest, it's a MOBA that has a ranked mode. It's way overdue. So that the fact that that's coming out is like good, or presumably coming out at some point is good, but we've waited too long for it. It's really hurt. Like, I say really hurt. It's made the competitive scene way less interesting, and it just makes the game way less interesting and less skillful. Matchmaking, dude, I don't even know what to say. Like, the ranked mode itself is the main problem, but matchmaking, like, and I don't even just mean like the skill ranges, although that is part of matchmaking. Even just the party sizes, man. Like, being a solo queue that can queue into trios, being a duo queue that can queue into trios or 5 stacks. It's like, dude, what are we doing here, man? Like, how am I supposed to enjoy your game when you give me situations that are so like mix matched? Like, I posted a tweet yesterday of a game where I duo queued with a friend, and our trio was like 1,300, 1,200, 1,300, something like that. And the enemy trio was like 2K, 2,200, 1,800. It's like, dude, the averages aren't even there. Like the math isn't even there. Like it's so obvious that the matchmaking is just trying to make games really, really fast at the expense of the player base. And the thing is like if the player base didn't have tools like Unite API, like if we didn't have these things, dude, we would just be dealing with it, right? Like yeah, you'd be able to like click on people's profiles and go like read their win percentages and stuff, and you'd still be able to see the issues, but it like would be less transparent. So a big portion of what I do is all thanks to API, because API just shows us how bad the systems are. On top of the fact that like blatant common sense, right? Like some common sense to know that like, I don't know, negative win rate players probably shouldn't be the max rank, or shouldn't be climbing. That's for sure. It's really simple, basic stuff. But all this to say that like I'm doing this because like I feel like it should be done. It sucks being on this side of it because people are gonna hate me. Some people will like I definitely have put myself in I hate that I'm gonna say it. I'm like a martyr, right? Like a little bit, because you have to make people hate you and uncomfortable to get shit done. Like, and so there are people that are like that will unsub from me or stop following me, whatever. There will people that will never fuck with me, like they'll never come in my direction. They're always going to see me as the whiner, the complainer, because the way that everybody else does it is just a little bit more passive, right? Like, you know, you make your little, oh yeah, it could be better, like, oh yeah, Mime Glaceon sucks, but nobody's like big with it, right? The reality is that, say I did all of this stuff with everybody's support beforehand, it would be like a community collective, as opposed to me doing a big thing and then people having disdain with it. Like had I had and it's not really realistic, I don't think, but like had I gone to like say Spraggles, Teeds, Chris, Curly, competitive players, other streamers, blah 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 blah, if I had like a stamp of approval from every single one saying, hey, we're all going to post this at the same time, we're all going to say this is what we're doing, if I had that, oh my god, dude, none, like the reception would be so great, right? It would be so good. But it's like me, right? Like it's a me thing. So you know, it's crazy. I think that I can't say objectively that everyone's like not enjoying the game. So in terms of the way that I perceive the game, it definitely comes from my experiences. But dude, there's a lot of us. And I think like, people like to pin this like hater badge or like this doom and gloomer badge on me. But it's like, dude, just read through the comments some. Like just read through some of the stuff that I post and like see how many people agree. So it's like, even if we're in the minority, and we are, is the minority not worth listening to at least a little bit, or like giving a little bit to? So you know, for the Pokemon Company, listen, you know what, I kind of think they watch everything. I kind of think they watch and listen and read everything. So if the Pokemon Company sees this, dude, just care a little bit more. That's like, because I know you don't have to care. You're a $92 billion company that could remake Pokemon Unite for a decade, let it fail a decade, you know, a decade's worth of times, or like once a year, and then you would still be a profitable company. You'd be fine. You wouldn't care at all. It's a drop in the bucket. It's a side project. I absolutely get it. But for some of us, it's passion. For some of us, it's our favorite game. For some of us, it means something. It's brought us, you know, great friendships. It's brought us great opportunities and time and entertainment, and dude, it means a lot to some of us. So I don't know if the Pokemon Company's listening, if there is somebody that's out there from Timmy or Tencent or whatever, to just try a little bit more, like communicate a little bit, get a community manager, you know, like work with creators and pro players. Look, dude, you know what's crazy is I could spearhead this whole campaign and they could still just blacklist me and never work with me, but work with someone, right? Like work with competitive players to balance things, and work with content creators to fix systems and to improve the game, and to work on retention, and to, you know, to be careful with, you know, shitty business practices, and to ask for opinions. Like do the work, so that way we can all have a profitable future. Now, here's the thing. This is like straight business, right? You make the game better and keep it running well. We keep posting content and keep promoting the shit out of the game. We watch all the tournaments. We make videos on every release. We do this, we do that, the other. And I'm going to still do that. I'm not threatening, right? But if you just do it better, and there's no friction. Like, it's like word of mouth marketing is some of the best marketing in the world, man. You don't have to pay for it. So make the game worth word of mouth marketing. I don't know. Just frustrating, man. Frustrating to be on this side of things when it's like, I know what's happening. Like I know it. I'm not even questioning it. It's bright as day that the game is struggling. As bright as day. A lot of people that want to play it and they can't. They won't. Fed up with it. A little communication goes a long way. It's crazy. A little communication goes a long way. But that's my thoughts for now. I want the game to be better, man. I want the game to be better so I can make more money off of it. Like I'm not even gonna dance around the fact. Like, I like the game, so I want it to be better so I can play it. Because I used to hop on the game and play all day. I like barely play now. Like, and I mean, when I mean barely play, I think I've played like 5 games in like 4 days. I don't play the game, dude. I play Gundam. I play Splatoon. Like, I'm spending time with my girlfriend. I'm doing literally other things because the game's just not playable to me. So yeah, it's like it's passion. Like, I want to play the game, I want to enjoy it, but I also want to have like a career with the game. I want to make content for this game for 5, 6, 8 years, right? Like, I want to be, you know, a big gun on Unite for a long time, and I want Unite to be around, and I want to see multiple worlds, and I want to see all the teams, and I want to see all the innovation and how good it can get. Like, I want all of that. So make it happen, man, or at least try. Give it a little bit more. So that's my thoughts. Thanks for watching, friends. Kind of long, and yeah. A lot better than Twitter responses because it's hard to just type to things, type all these thoughts out and stuff. So, yep, boycotting the game. Not spending money for October. Don't really spend money that much anyways. I already have gems, so I'm still going to use them because they've already been paid for. Which is, you know, the crazy thing is, I'll call it now just because I'm going to get the hypocritical call. People are gonna be like, "Well, you're making content on it." It's like, I already spent the gems, dude. I can't, like. And then people are like, and I'm already getting kind of like the call outs, right? Like, "Oh, if you actually cared, you wouldn't play the game for a month." It's like, dude, I still need to make money, man. Like, no offense, but like, if you hated your job, you could maybe, you know, write a letter or like talk to your bosses, but you can't stop going to work for a month, right? So it's little things, man. It's like the little things that people don't really understand. But yeah, hopefully things will improve. Probably not. Thanks for watching.